Brought to you by Penguin.
The Final Minute by Simon Kernick. Read by Paul Thornley. Chapter 1. I've been worried that I'm not who they say I am for a while now. It started a week or so back after I fell down the cellar steps en route to getting a bottle of red wine and smacked my head on the stone floor. They kept me in the local hospital overnight as I was showing the symptoms for mild concussion, and ever since they let me out, things haven't felt quite right. To be honest, the whole setup here is pretty odd. According to my sister, she's been looking after me at her house for over 2 months now, and that feels about right, although it's impossible to tell for sure because the days just seem to drift into one another in a kind of soft fog. The thing is, I'm not sure whether I'm being paranoid or not. When you've got no long-term memory, you're as helpless as a young child, which means you've got to trust the people around you, and particularly those whose job it is to bring your memory back, like the man sitting opposite me across the room. Dr. Bronson's a big, dapper man at the wrong end of his 50s, with a quite magnificent mane of black hair, tinged with silver, and a long, thoughtful face that would have been described as ruggedly handsome a few years back, but which is now beginning to lose its fight with gravity. Even so, you can still imagine that he'd have his pick of single ladies of a certain age. He has that kind of gravitas, but at the same time he also gives off the impression that he doesn't take himself too seriously. Not if the clothes he's wearing today are anything to go by anyway. His latest adornment is a tweed 3-piece suit, a red bow tie that matches the rims of his glasses, well-worn brown brogues, and loud pink socks. "So, how have you been, Matt?" he asked me, his voice soft, yet sonorous and reassuring. We'd been seeing each other twice a week every week here at my sister's, and this had always been his opening line. "Okay, I guess. Nothing much changes, really." Which, up until a few days ago, had been the truth. Now, though, I was less sure. "I sense you're looking a little despondent today," he remarked. "Don't lose hope, whatever you do. Recovery from the kind of immense brain trauma you suffered takes time. Sometimes months, sometimes years. We've both got to be patient through this process." The brain trauma he was referring to was my car accident. Early one morning, some months back, I was driving in a semi-rural stretch of Hampshire when my car left the road, went down an embankment, and hit a tree. For some reason, I wasn't wearing a seatbelt, which possibly saved my life, because I was thrown clear of the car, straight through the windscreen, and was 20 feet away from it when it burst into flames. I was in a coma for 3 months, and when I woke up, my life was this: a blank slate. Without doubt, the most lonely feeling in the world. I know, I said, with more than a hint of exasperation. "It's just, we don't seem to be making any real progress." "Well, we are," he countered firmly. "We've managed to get you to remember growing up with your sister. The camping trips with the family when you were a boy. We're slowly piecing together your childhood, Matt. And we're using that as a foundation to allow us to reconstruct the memories of adulthood and finally get your memory back altogether. When people suffer from the kind of amnesia you do, the memories often come back very slowly, starting with the earliest first. We may never solve the mystery of what you were doing on the road that night. We may never remember the few months of your life prior to the accident, but we will return your life to you, Matt. You have to believe that. It's like a box we've simply got to prise open." I sighed. "I'm trying." "So nothing's come to you since we last spoke?" I paused. Did I tell him or didn't I? "Everything we talk about here is confidential, isn't it? It can't go any further."
Sample complete. Ready to continue?